What's up, everyone? Kane's Game Review, Season 4, Episode 2, Game 2, I should say, of the season. Carolina escapes San Jose. I shouldn't really... Escapes probably is not the right word here. It's nearly 1:30 in the morning. Okay, this was a super boring game, so we're going to do a quick wrap-up of this one. Canes win 2-1. They give up the first goal of the game early on, at the end of the first period. Evgeny Svechnikov, the wrong Svechnikov, scoring right toward the end of the period. Just almost an unforgivable goal from both the defense, who didn't play this one really well, and from Ronta, who just kind of was non-existent on this play. I don't even know how you get beat along the ice in this kind of manner. Regardless, 1-0 going into the first period, and for the entire first period, it was like Canes domination, and that's really what this game ended up being from start to finish. Second period, more of the same. Canes come out strong. San Jose gets a few chances here and there. Ronta looked a little shaky in this one, and it takes them until almost the bitter end of the period before a nice turnover from Svechnikov. Natchez gets a nice dish from Svechnikov and manages to get it through on a nice play through the 5-hole of former Carolina Hurricane James Reimer, who was outstanding in this one. And we have a tie game heading to the third. And honestly, this was... Hopefully the rest of the games of this road trip are not like this, because, this was a boring game. There were moments, but it was kind of a sloppy game. The adjustments took a little bit longer. It's just a weird game, man. Late into the third period, even, again, every goal scored late in a period. From the point, a shot, and Aho coming back into the slot from the left-hand, or the right-hand circle, I should say. Coming in, completely just kind of blows by Erik Karlsson, who I think we'll kind of highlight here as having a brutal game. Aho comes past Karlsson, deflects the puck in off of his skate. You are able to now redirect puck off the skate. It goes past Reimer. I think it was the 37th or 38th shot of the game at this point for Reimer, so kind of due for one. Also, it takes a player essentially kicking the puck past you for it to work. And the Canes lead 2-1 with a minute and something left. Thank God this didn't go to overtime. Everybody who is up at this time of night is probably so glad this did not go to overtime. But let's just quickly chat about some players who were really good for the Canes. We'll get into a couple Sharks players as well. We'll also talk about players who were kind of bad in this one. But let's start off with the good. Let's talk about Martin Natchez. Natchez was flying in this game. The line right now of Svechnikov, Kotkaniemi, and Natchez is looking fantastic. That looks kind of formidable early on in the season. I'm really glad that's coming together right now, because Kotkaniemi, if that line doesn't really gel and sort of gets itself going, is running the risk of just kind of falling through the cracks in this lineup right now. Kotkaniemi, again, I'll quickly mention him. There's gonna be a lot of spotlight on this guy for this whole season coming into this extension. But yeah, he looked okay. He just kind of looked like he had a few good plays. His analytics, his underlying numbers are looking fantastic. Can't really fault anything he's doing right now. He's just not standing out overly well to me. Thought Svechnikov had a pretty good game just to cap off that line. Was certainly more noticeable in this one than he was in the Columbus game. Brent Burns, his return to San Jose in this one, I thought he looked pretty much okay. Fired a lot of pucks on net. He threw a lot of pucks into shin pads. Didn't really have any really bad misplays on the defensive end of things, and that's kind of what this game was going to be about, was him not feeling the jitters or anything like that. And speaking about a player who kind of didn't have a good game here, Teuvo Teravainen looked real out of sorts in this one. Really took a while for that top line to get their feet under them in this game. Power play did not look good at all. I think those units are going to get changed up, but right now there's not a whole lot of anything going on beyond the first pair, that first unit. They're the only ones who are able to get sustained zone time and some pressure on. And even then, the power play seems rather directionless. I thought Ronta at times looked shaky in this game. It's certainly not one of his best ones. Just kind of looked out of sorts on this one. A lot of the team looked out of sorts too. That's another aspect that kind of needs to be shed a light on. You get 2 points out of it, which is fantastic. Same time, kind of got to be worried about this continuing throughout the rest of the road trip. Let's move on to some Sharks players now, though. The first one I'm going to highlight is James Reimer. Reimer played fantastic in this one. When the Canes kind of moved on from the 3 goalies and they made the change to Anderson and Ronta, I really felt Reimer being the guy who was let go was kind of the wrong move. I thought Reimer for his Canes run did have some down times, but the play he had in Carolina was very, very good. So yeah, I was a little sad to see him go, and he's really proving his worth now in San Jose, and that's fantastic. He was excellent in this game. Gets beat on a very solid play from Natchez. He gets beat on a redirected puck off of a skate by Aho, and in front of him, there was nothing in this game. And a big aspect of that, and a player that has to be relied on to do a lot more in this lineup now, especially that one of the other very good players on the team, Brent Burns, is now gone, is Erik Karlsson. I was a Sens fan for many years. Erik Karlsson was like my favorite player. He has never been the best defensive defenseman in the world, and that's not what anybody would expect of him. But on both goals, I should say, of Carolina's in this game, he is just almost non-existent on the play. The first one on Natchez, he kind of is just standing there. He's on the ice as Natchez is just kind of going around and doing his thing. And on the game-winning goal from Aho, he gives up the interior position to Aho with almost no fight. And Aho just beats him to there. And like, Aho's a strong player for being, 5'10". No, I don't think he's 5'10". He's probably closer to 6 foot. You just have to be better there. And at the moment he's not, and hopefully he regains some of that, or at least his offensive side kicks in a little bit, but he was just an invisible player in this game. This was just kind of seeing like where San Jose's at. They're at a true rebuild here. As much as they want to phrase this as a retool, this is a rebuild. They're going to have to really tear it down to the scraps and rebuild this thing. It's going to take many, many years. They have a lot of contracts in place that are going to hamper their ability to do that. Not a pretty game to watch definitely from the San Jose perspective. So anyways, I'm going to wrap up the episode here. I just want to, I want to go to bed. So a shorter one here, but a big 2-1 win to get the 2 points out of there. Even a point would have been nice in this one, to be honest with you, for Carolina. But a solid foundation to continue building off of. There's obviously a couple causes for concern, mainly the power play, but you get 2 points out of a game that could have went the other way for you. So thank you so much for watching the video here. Click that like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And as always, guys, I will catch you on the next one Monday night. Are we playing Seattle? Again, I'm going to keep looking at my phone for this because I just forget every time. Monday, 10 o'clock. Thank God, half an hour earlier. Monday, 10 o'clock. It's going to be another late night. Another Canes After Dark. I had like a whole skit planned for this video, and I didn't even do it just because I'm so tired. But anyways, regardless, I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching again. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.